And our final contender, please. So, pressure's off you a little bit, John. And your name is?
John Hammond.
Your chosen charity?
Mind.
And your chosen subject?
The greatest boogie rock band in the world.
Otherwise known as?
Status Quo.
Status Quo in 90 seconds. Starting now, which guitarist joined the newly named Status Quo in 1967? He'd previously been in a group called The Highlights.
Rick Parfitt.
Yep. What is the title of the first single the band released? It reached the UK top 10 in February '68.
Pictures of Massive Man.
Yes, in 1990, Status Quo began their 25th anniversary tour with a special show at the holiday camp where Rick Parfitt and Francis Rossi had first met. Which holiday camp?
Butlins.
Yep. After Status Quo left the record company Pie, which progressive rock subsidiary of the Philips record company did they sign with in the summer of 1972?
Vertigo.
Yes, with which song did Status Quo kick off the '85 Live Aid concert at Wembley Stadium?
Rocking All Over the World.
Yes. Status Quo had their second top 10 hit in '68 with the song Ice in the Sun, written by Ronnie Scott, and which pop star who found fame in the '50s?
Marty Wilde.
Yes, which band member had to be represented by a life-size puppet for the video promoting the single Rockin' All Over the World as he was living in Australia when it was shot?
Alan Lancaster.
Yes, what was the band's earlier name when they released their first single, a recording of the Lieber and Stoller song called I Who Have Nothing?
The Spectres.
Yes, at which city's airport were Parfitt, Rossi and Lancaster arrested in May '76 following an incident it led to a night in prison?
Hamburg.
Vienna. Which single gave Status Quo their first and so far only UK #1 in January '75?
Down, Down.
Yep, at which city's Apollo Theatre had the '77 double album Status Quo Live been recorded the previous October?
Glasgow.
Yes, in which television soap opera did Francis Rossi and Rick Parfitt appear as themselves for 3 episodes in 2005?
Coronation Street.
Is correct. No passes, John. You have 11 points. And now John Hammond again, please. And I'd like to talk to you about the weather, John, because obviously you're to blame for it, or your lot, clearly. But I have to talk to you about Status Quo.
Of course.
Because, yeah, well, tell us why. I mean, you met them, you went into the green room, you're a fan, obviously, you're nuts.
Been a fan since I was 11, 12.
And you said,
I thought,
I want to play with
you.
you, I want to play my guitar with you.
Exactly.
And instead of saying clear off...
I meekly went back to my office and carried on doing the weather. And then the next day, the manager emailed me and said, no, Francis would really love to play guitar with you at Wembley. It's the greatest moment of my life, John, honestly.
I bet. And did you actually stand on stage with Status Quo and play guitar at Wembley?
I did. Not during the concert, folks, but during the sound check.
Well,
to me, it's the pinnacle of my life. Better than any weather forecast I ever do.
Well,
as you say, we always get it wrong.
The trouble is we only remember when you get it wrong, don't we?
Of course.
That's
yeah, but what I don't like, John, is these people who, just before we're going to go on air, want a free forecast asking them, is there going to be any rain for my garden? I'm looking at
do they
you,
really
sir.
do that on the Today programme?
Yes, you do.
And one other one, look, is the weather changing?
Yes.
I mean...
Seriously, the weather has changed in the last, let's say, 10 to 20 years. And it does tie in with the theory of climate change, global warming. But does that mean the UK is going to get warmer? Not necessarily.
Wetter?
The theory at the moment is that we are likely to get a series of wetter summers and quite possibly colder winters. So there you go, folks.
Well, thanks for cheering us up. Right, 11 points, 28 is the score to beat now.
OK.
That's a big ask, as they say. Here we go. Which Disney cartoon elephant was delivered to his mother on a circus train by a stork?
Pass.
What name is usually given to the strip of tarmac or other hard material from which aircraft take off or land at an airport?
Runway.
Yeah, who is the patron saint of Scotland? His feast day is the 30th of November.
St Andrew.
Yep, then which city does the GMEX Exhibition Centre occupy the site of the former Central Railway Station?
Manchester.
Yep, in cheese making, what name's given to the watery part of the coagulated milk after the removal of the curds?
Rennet.
Whey. Who was appointed as England's Test cricket captain in August 2012?
Alistair Cook.
Yep. Total Recall, my unbelievably true life story, is the autobiography of which actor turned politician?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, what name for a series of interconnected rabbit burrows originally meant a plot of land where rabbits, hares and other game were bred?
Warren.
Yep. Whose 1972 album Transformer was co-produced by David Bowie and includes Walk on the Wild Side?
Lurid.
Yep. Which great Asian mountain range has a name that is thought to come from the Sanskrit for abode of snow?
Himalayas.
Yes, in physics, what term is used for a space completely empty of matter?
Vacuum.
Yep. When Roy Hodgson became the England football manager, he appointed a former Manchester United defender and current television analyst to his coaching team. Who is he?
Gary Neville.
Yes, which advisor to Lord Sugar on The Apprentice took over from Jeff Stelling as the presenter of Countdown in January 2012?
Pass.
Which country did Germany invade on the 1st of September 1939? It led to Britain and France declaring war.
Poland.
Yes, which punk rocker from the Sex Pistols was played by Gary Oldman in a film about his life and early death?
Sid Vicious.
Yes, what is the first of the series of books by Arthur Ransom featuring the adventures of the Walker and Blackett children?
Pass.
Which Italian-style village in North Wales, created by the architects of Clough Williams Ellis, provided the setting for the 60s television series The Prisoner?
Pass.
Fry, parr, smolt and grills are successive stages in the development of which fish?
Pass.
Which inert or noble gas takes its name from the Greek for hidden?
Nitrogen.
Krypton. I thought it was only Superman who... Anyway, there we are. Krypton. Your passes, fry, parr, smolt and all that, are staged in the development of salmon. Port Miriam. Yeah. When you were saying I thought you were going to say it and you said pass. Swallows and Amazon was Arthur Ransom, yes. Nick Hewer was the advisor to Alan Sugar. And Dumbo?
I know.
I know. That's it, you see. It's the black chair, I tell you. Anyway, you did very well. Not quite well enough. 23 points.
Thank you.